Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is part 4 of designing a portfolio website for my YouTube channel. The idea was to have a place where I could basically list all the apps that I've worked on in the past and ones in the future. I also wanted to have a way for people to vote on maybe the next app they want to build together. So let's jump back in. We've gotten to the point now where we've created the basic framework. We've wanted to compare it to another website that we found. Another big YouTuber, a guy has a website that's really cool. So we said kind of mimic that style. Um, we've gotten to the point where we've made some other modifications. Most people access like stuff on their phones typically. Not all the time, but you definitely want to make sure that it's mobile optimized for sure. So when you're looking at the mobile view, it matches, it looks good, it has a good design, and everything looks like it's balanced, right? So in Replit here, believe right here, screen size, you want to pick, one of these, but it could be the Pro, could be the iPhone 16, which is fine. So let's take a look here. So this image here is not looking too good, right? So I'm going to now say I have not actually built this yet. This is still in the design mode, which I don't know what the big difference is between design and actually being built, but let's continue to work on it before we click the build button. So I'm going to take a screenshot here. I use screenshots all the time. I'm going to say, hey, um, there's a couple things here, right? You can actually give it multiple tasks. I'll try to list those out. So I can say number one, the header menu buttons are rolling off the right side of the mobile view. I'm going to say number two, the top banner image is not sized correctly. I would also indicate, and this is where I'm going to pull the snippet over, you can kind of use the snippet tool here. You could kind of circle a couple things. And you can also say the top title, hi, I'm Gabe, is a little big and not filling in cleanly. Yeah. So as long as you're in, you can actually be in plan mode as well. So if you switch right here, you can actually go from build to plan. Right now we're in this initial stage where it still seems like it's not in the building stage yet, but we can plan really quick first. Let's take a look at what this does. So, and once again, I'm gonna put you on hold here for just a quick second while this works. Okay, now one thing to point out here is because I actually clicked this planning mode, okay, it's not going to make any changes. So you're not going to see anything here. However, you do get a chance to read through what it wants to do first. This is really good, especially I've noticed, not for small changes, but usually like a little bit bigger feature changes or bigger navigational, larger logic improvements, or if you have like a lot of steps you want to do, you kind of want to make sure it understands what you're trying to accomplish. So let's take a look at these. I can see exactly what's going on. Header menu overflow issue, banner path size. This is the banner is too tall and mobile. Title type going. Okay, fix them again. Okay. All right, sounds good. So I'm going to say, so it's going to say switch to build, right? And then I'm going to just say proceed with your plan. So while that's working, one quick note is learning the language of what everything is. A very important uh, um, skill you want to have is just to be able to speak with the AI appropriately. Just like if you were speaking with a developer, a human developer, you want to know this is the header menu. You want to know this is maybe the title. This is the header image. The the footer is at the bottom. Some of these buttons. Sometimes, like if you have a like this here, right? This is kind of like considered like maybe a container which has some description and some sublinks and like some images, right? So it's really important for you to learn the basics of what would be the vocab really for speaking. So let me continue to let this work here a little bit. All right, so it's done some work here, improvements. Now, you'll notice here that there's some an agent doing some testing here, right in this section. What this is pretty cool actually, is it's recreating the browser and it's more or less testing it, clicking around. This is cool. It definitely lengthens the process quite a bit. So you don't always need this, and I'll be honest with you, it doesn't always work the perfectly. It definitely does help, especially if you want that first once over. That's cool. But one thing to notice here, just so you know, down here at the bottom right, agent tools, this is kind of what you're going to turn on and off. So like app testing, you can turn it off here. Autonomy level, this is good. Web search and others. So like there's a couple of things like high powered model. This gets really expensive. So like I don't even think you need this. I think you're using a good model regardless. Maybe if you're building something very complex or more detailed and a lot of moving parts, maybe there's even a thought here. AI image generation is good too if you're going to need that. That is nice to have them create the images versus you going to ChatGPT or something and making images and then giving it to them. Um, I think it's better to just let Replit do it here. But with this high-powered model again, like this, you have to turn this on prior to giving it the prompt. So you can't be in like the middle of the Replit working on a prompt you already gave it and you like switch it on midway through. This has to be prior to you giving it the prompt. So basically, if you turn it on before you give it the next prompt, it'll be in this new model, this new mode, um, and that will usually help. I would maybe possibly consider this if I was running into a problem that it's just not fixing. I noticed that when I was trying to add a way for users to add images and crop images and stuff like that, you needed a little bit. You still work through it with the regular model, but this one does work well. So I'm going to keep everything as is. I'll turn this on, but I'm going to keep everything as is. I'm actually going to turn off the app testing for now. But so far, so good. It does look like they've made some improvements here to some of the font. This is now in line. This here is not bad. I think this could probably get adjusted a little bit more, but we'll let this finish what it's doing. All right, so it definitely improved quite a bit. Let's see, that's got to change a little bit. Okay, so I think what I need to do here is I need to say new snippet, take a look at it now. I would say this image is still getting cut off. I'm going to say this header image is still getting cut off on the right and left side. Please keep the full image without cropping here. I don't know if sometimes it knows what you're talking about. I mean, I'm going to see what it does here.